Hey, welcome into another video. Today we're going to be doing another degenerosity video. This time, your wild confessions. Last time we covered, why am I saying like last time, like previously on Dragon Ball Z. But like, I almost did it again. We have covered things before of this man with this confessions, and usually they are wild as hell. They make you question what the average person really be doing with their free time and their free will, and you realize sometimes maybe some people shouldn't have free will considering what they do with it. All right, there is the average flips their sofa upside down free will decision, and then there's their odd I steal the brakes off your car. That's attempted murder, actually. That's what is this confession? So you know what, maybe somebody did that. Let's just get into it.
Welcome back to More Confessions, where I read some of your wild and weird stories that you guys have sent me. I don't need a long intro trying to explain rada. The title is self-explanatory.
Pretty much.
Let's just get started. I have a crush on Yoshi from Super Mario. I made like 20 different AI bots of him, and I've had like 4 kids with each of them.
Oh.
You know, they say start off strong, but this might be a little too strong. Are you okay? Do you need help? Like, I love Yoshi too, but Yoshi looks like a stray animal. It's like a dinosaur turtle thing. I don't know what Yoshi is, but there's definitely no human traits to Yoshi. Has it ever crossed your mind that this is not healthy? You are already too far gone.
They're too far gone.
I don't know how to say this, but I basically ate a live spider for $2 because I needed to buy this thing in a game to gamble so I could win. I lost all my money.
What?
You see, the only reason you lost all your money is
you didn't gamble more.
There's nothing to gamble with. Imagine if you put in $50, you're almost guaranteed to win. All gamblers give up before they hit it big.
They're doing gambling promotion.
I went downstairs one morning in my college dorm room to see my drunk roommate making out with my professor. And my professor said if I stayed quiet, I get an A on my next test. So you imagine I never told anyone. And come to the next test, I see I get a freaking C-. That Jack lied to me. So I did the natural thing.
Oh, you gotta rat them out.
And they professor got fired and my dorm roommate got kicked out. So I get a whole dorm room to myself. A win-win, I guess? That's a win to me.
That is a win.
My homeboy got jumped.
Listen, you played.
It was crazy.
You played your part. You stayed quiet, but they didn't go. They didn't do their part. So you know what? It's on them. Oh my God, I'm purple. Oh God, I did not mean to do that. There you go. Fixed it.
Me, you get a high five. My homeboy got jumped over a bucket of chicken. It was crazy.
Nah, that's crazy.
For bringing a whole bucket of chicken to school. You see, I don't really understand this confession.
No, I don't.
Blaming your homeboy for bringing food to school so he doesn't have to starve for the day or eat the cafeteria food?
Oh my God, it's so horrible.
I brought a lunchbox to school and a bunch of dudes jumped me, robbing me for my lunchbox. Is it my fault for bringing a lunchbox to school? No. You just go to a school with people with no manners. Crazy that you victim blaming your homie.
Yeah, it's crazy. You're not a real homie.
Younger, I would read fanfics all the time, and I would occasionally write fanfics about people and teachers at school doing One day, one of my friends found out, and that stupid stank bitch leaked it around the school. It was so bad I couldn't even show my face around school, and I almost got expelled. My reputation went down too fast, and people would read it out loud. In one of my fanfic, I wrote it with me and my crush. He ended up printing it out and showing people like how Regina George did.
Bro, that's devious. That's crazy. You know what the background? Yes. You know what? Maybe at this point, yeah. Oh my God, that's just downright evil. That's cartoonishly evil.
At that point, I just wanted to move away and start fresh from all this embarrassment. In the end, I moved away, but there are people who would DM me and ask if I was the weird girl who wrote stories about the school. I think the moral of this story is never tell your friends about your hobbies. They will only judge you. I've stolen hundreds of dollars worth of items from Walmart in the last year. Rookie numbers. You ever scanned a PS5 as a banana in the self-checkout?
And then you gotta dodge after that.
Up, bro. 2 weeks before I moved out of my ex-roommate's apartment, she kicked me off the Wi-Fi that we both paid for and lied to me about it. I worked from home. She was a mess the entire time I lived with her. So on my last day there, before I left, I peed in her pickled onions jar. She was a... She deserved it. I hope she ate them all. You know what? I'm on your side.
I respect it.
Mainly Mainly because she be eating pickled onions. Who eats that? Back when I was a little jit, I never changed my socks and got some crazy athlete's foot. Like every other week I had like hella skin peeling off my foot, and it was disgusting now that I think about it. Anyway, I used to peel off big chunks of it and eat it. If you want to know, it was chewy and tasted low-key salty. I did not even know. I can't believe we all used to do this. I never did this in my life. One time, a few months back, I had a girl in my class that I thought was
These are running like so fast. They're rapid firing.
I asked her to be my partner. She said she liked me too. We were in love, and I saw my whole life with her.
Oh God, what's the
Fast forward
confession?
a couple months, and she wanted to tell me something. I asked her what, and she told me something that changed my perception for a good time. She was a lesbian, and she was dating this girl for almost 4 to 5 years while she was dating me for 6 months. I was shook and didn't even know how to react.
I asked them to
immediately hung
join.
up and ended the relationship and reflected for almost the whole day. I gave everything to her, and she would break me just like that? I couldn't believe it. I've gotten over it after a bit, thankfully, and I've set my sights on someone else.
You could have given a 2-for-1 deal. What are you doing, bro? Get the numbers up.
Thanks. Oh man, that's sad, bro. By the way, love your vids, and you can't beat Godzilla, little bro. What? Man, I was feeling sorry for you, but now you said that bullshit. I'm not giving you no advice. Instead, I'm gonna curse you. I place a curse that all of your future girlfriends will be secretly gay. You never gonna find true love. Don't you ever say I can't beat Godzilla again. You don't know me. When I was in college, both me and my roommate were
crashing out.
weebs. We were so into male idol anime, and I set my iPad's alarm to a hot anime boy's voice whispering.
Oh my God.
It went off in a crowded bus, max volume. It took me a minute to turn that. She was embarrassed as well. She pretended she didn't even know me. Okay, even though that is embarrassing, you should have kept it on for the rest of the bus ride. It's another way to establish dominance. I was once with my homeboy. This was in high school. I was young, so we were hungry and decided to ask our parents for money to go buy food. They said no, so we decided to do the next logical chain of events.
Did you rob?
Burn down a house. We broke down inside a house that was like a few streets away from our neighborhood and grabbed a lot of stuff. But my homie accidentally dropped a torch. I still wonder what it was doing there.
What is the torch in the house?
And ran away. Next day, we seen on the news the same house, and apparently it burned down with a cat inside. We haven't been caught, and nobody knows we did it to this day. Please don't judge me. That was like a decade ago. You lucky I wasn't collecting emails for this confession, because if I was...
Oh, I payday.
I'm snitching. I have a boyfriend, but I low-key want to hook up with this guy in my theater program.
Nah, bro, you for the
break
streets.
Up with your boyfriend.
Yeah,
like,
go break up.
Cheating is bad, and you also don't want to be known as the cheating ex. That label will be stuck on you for life, for good reason. And if you're already having lustful feelings for this random dude in your theater program, you're obviously not messing with your boyfriend like that. So you got 2 options. Stay with your boyfriend and work with the relationship, or break up with him and go off. I know breaking up with him will cause his heart to break, but you know what's a bigger heartbreak? Him breaking up with you
because you cheated.
That's horrible, bro. Cheating should never be an option. Plus, you'll go to hell, and hell don't sound pretty. They don't got Wi-Fi down there. I don't like that. That's my advice.
The ping system is
I should
horrible.
Be a psychologist or something. One
Nah,
time I was in
no, sir. No, you shouldn't.
My intrusive thoughts took over, and I wanted to see if I could pee from above the toilet. I put
What?
one foot on the toilet paper dispenser and another on the handicap rail, and just let it rip. Unfortunately, I completely missed and flooded the floor. On the way down, I slipped on the now slippery handicap rail and broke my arm. So what did we learn here? Don't try to do trick shots while peeing like you sponsored by Red Bull. Instead, always pee while sitting down. Men included, just to make sure no splashes go anywhere. Sit down while you pee, even at the urinals.
I don't know about the urinal one, okay.
Here. My brother got the cops called.
I don't know about the urinal one, I'm not gonna lie.
One day in October 2024, my brother came in my room talking about how he missed being in a relationship after breaking up with his ex. I told him to move on and forget about her. Later that week, he came running into my room crying his eyes out. I'm confused as hell and asked, dude, the F wrong with you? He then proceeds to show me his recent text with his ex. He went back to her, shake my head.
Damn.
After reading the BS on the screen, I realized the dude said he was gonna off himself if they didn't get back together that night. Even later that night, the cops come to our door for an evaluation check because the girl called the cops like the decent person she is. My brother has no game, bro. Anyway, peace out, love the vid. Wait, I'm confused. When did this method get patched? I've been texting everybody I've ever had a crush on with texts like these.
Where's my daughter?
And you're telling me this method don't work? Is that why I never get a text back? I killed the class pet on accident, bro. It was an ugly name
How
some bullshit.
dare you?
I forgot the name. I gave the guinea pig half of my guacamole my mother packed for whatever reason. I did not know avocados were poisoned in them. Also, we had a rat infestation in my school, so one of the rats found its way into the guinea pig cage
and
bit
ate
the guinea
it.
pig, and it ate the guacamole. R.I.P. little you probably tasted good though. Also, we saw a crucified rat behind the school during a fire drill. What?
That's
I once fake cried at a
crucified thing
just
is
so
crazy.
I wouldn't get kicked out of the will. And the wildest part, I barely knew the dude. He was like my mom's second cousin's ex-husband or some but he made the best banana bread I've ever tasted in my life. So when I found out he was rich and dying, I showed up like R.I.P. King with tears on demand. 2 weeks later, boom, I get a check for $837.47 in the mail. No explanation.
Hey, those tears were worth it.
Blanket, 2 anime figurines, and a mechanical keyboard that lights up. Was it morally wrong? Absolutely. Would I do it again? Honestly, maybe. Depends on the snacks. I don't know how to feel about this. Yeah, it's morally wrong to do this, but the dude's already dead. You don't need the money, so... You do you. You do you. Back in college, I had a roommate who kept stealing my leftovers like it was a sport.
Oh, this is villain. This is gonna be villainous.
So one day, I took a dump, froze it, shaved it like dark chocolate, and dusted it over a homemade tiramisu. Left it in the fridge like bait. Bro ate the whole thing and said, and I quote, "It's earthy with death." I looked him dead in the eye and said,
It's an ancient family
Oh, you evil!
He licked the plate clean and asked for seconds. I packed my bags and vanished. Never paid the rent, never told a soul, never saw him again. And honestly, I never wanted to. Feeding your roommate Dookie Misu is wild, but
downright villainous.
I'm on your side. I interned at a hospital one time, and in the emergency room, there was some old lady who ate a whole bag of edibles. So when I had to clean up her vomit, she asked me, "Where are you from, boy?" And I politely said I was born in Florida. And she said, "Where are you really from?" That ticked me off, so when I had to get her some water, I still had the bag of her vomit, so I mixed a little of her vomit in that water.
What? That is not valid!
W. My aunt being a terrible person. So my great-grandpa passed away.
You don't feed people vomit!
When he was alive, my aunt used his money like the greedy demon she is.
Oh,
she bought Botox, a new car, and designer clothes. My great-grandpa couldn't do anything because he was an old, frail man and a bit senile. My mom and other aunts and uncles even went to court because she used all their inheritance money to buy stuff. However, when I was at my great-grandpa's funeral, I saw my aunt and knew she had to pay. So I went into the other room where the food was and put a little bit of laxatives. My aunt, being the fat bitch she was, ate 9 cupcakes, 6 cookies, and 4 slices of cake.
You know what?
A few minutes later, she was crying in the bathroom and letting it all out. None of my family members at the funeral ate anything because I made a group chat and told them not to eat anything to warn them. After the funeral, my mom gave me $50 and said, "Today, you made the family proud." That story moved me. I hate your aunt too. So basically, after me and my ex broke up, I had a really bad episode. I have bipolar disorder, and I ended up talking to like 3 different guys and doing the deed with one of them. My ex got real upset because I moved on too fast. When he and my ex-friend were talking to each other, and they both called me crazy and got me sent to the psych ward. And then fast forward after I got out in about a month or 2, my ex is now talking to another one of my ex-friends and told me he didn't love me as much as he thought he did, and that he loves her more. Anyways, I might get back with him, so
oh my god, you this is a whole ass drama.
My family's from Africa. One time while we were visiting, we reached a point in the mountains that was too dangerous to have all of us stay in the car. I don't know, they just said we had to walk. As we're walking through a farm area my family owns, my dad breaks out of the conversation he was in, looks straight at me and my brother and points to a spot on the ground and tells us, "Your uncle killed his own brother with an axe right there. They were fighting over land because one of them hadn't even paid off theirs and still wanted more." Went straight back to his own convo like ain't shit happened. I don't even remember their names. My dad had like 12 siblings. 9 now because of the war and stuff. Dads always have the craziest lore.
Most random lore drama.
If I could, I'd bag Pearl from Steven Universe.
Okay, alright.
Not the yellow Pearl though. I mean, you say any of them, but Pearl is your #1 option? What about Amethyst, Garnet, Blue Diamond.
Movement back there.
Fluorite, bro. There's so many baddies in that show. And you picking the girl who can't get over her first crush after 5,000 years?
Yeah,
I
bro.
don't want that kind of baggage.
No, I
so
don't
I'm not
either.
Bagging Pearl. I used to work at a dairy farm, and I would make cheese.
Oh
this
my
one time,
God.
I beat my thing in the bathroom, didn't wash my hands, and went back to making cheese. I want everyone to know that this guy is probably making the cheese that they be selling at stores and restaurants. This guy and probably multiple other dudes out there are the ones that are making your cheese and selling them to you for you to eat. Everybody, go in your fridges and pantries and check on your cheese right now. You might find some extra cheese in your cheese.
I don't think you could tell. I don't think we could tell.
I don't condone my friend's actions. So a while back when I was 16 and in high school, I was dating a girl. Long story short, after 2 years of us being together, in my senior year, I found out she was cheating on me. I was pretty sad, but it was a few months to graduation, so I just cried for a little bit and moved on. A year later, I am in college studying for computer science. One of my homies who I told about her cheating
not the computer
took an internship at a pharmacy. Anyway, my ex Max came in for some pills. And apparently this guy was still mad about her cheating on me. So he switched her medicine. She had heart problems and apparently he gave her a different medication for people struggling with ADHD. Girl ended up going to the hospital because the entire time she thought she was taking her heart medication. My friend after this, boss checked the cameras and he claimed he did it by accident. They believed him, but he was still fired. To this day, I don't know what through his head. And the worst part, he only just told me. I had heard she went to the hospital, but he told me this year during a New Year's Eve party when I went back home. This happened nearly 3 years ago. I have gone a little low contact after that. I know this is a confession, but should I drop my friend over this? Okay, outside of the very bad grammar in this confession, you in college? I will also say I don't agree or condone what your friend did. What they did was terrible and very illegal. Putting someone's life at risk
that's a no-go.
That didn't even involve
What the
That's crazy.
The
Your friend was
wheelchair is crazy.
So dropping them as a friend is kinda understandable. But okay, I'm only talking for myself here.
He kinda slid on you.
If I found out my homie did that to my ex that cheated, I'll tell him, yo, that's mad wrong for doing that. But you did that for me? You did that for little
Yeah, he kind of slid on you, you know?
I might mess around and marry my homie, but that's just me.
I don't know. You know what? He did. He would kill for you. You know what? What the?
My cousin head. Okay, I know this one's a joke, but I've gotten a lot of confessions like this that go into so much unnecessary detail about it. This is one of the reasons why I canceled family confessions.
What is this?
No way you got one in fucking Japanese.
Hi. Anata wa baka desu. Alright, so we at the last confession, and this one is...
Okay.
This one's a doozy.
Okay, tell me.
A few
Put
years
it on
ago,
me.
I was dating this one girl.
Okay.
I thought I found the one. I really
damn,
did.
many
This
people
girl was
do.
perfect.
All
Bigger
right.
than Nikki. And just about the nicest person I've ever met. Until
Okay.
one day, at midnight, around 1 a.m., that's not midnight, I get a video
That's
sent
not
from her
midnight
number,
for sure.
and it's her getting it on with some Asian guy. Naturally, I cried myself to sleep. I was already plotting some shit. I wake up in the morning, and as I'm just laying there, crying in my bed, I get a text from her. She says she had gone out drinking and accidentally ended up sleeping with the guy, and he recorded it on her phone and sent it to me. Naturally, I didn't believe her ass. She even called me boohoo crying like I was the one who got cheated on. So I knew I had to get my lick back. I couldn't let that slide. I was pretty close to her mom. And to cut a long story short, I told her mom about what she did, and that let me get closer to her mom. I started hanging out with the mom more and more until eventually she let me, you know. And we kept doing this for a while. She doesn't have a dad, so don't worry. I would never date another man. I got together a good few videos I was planning on sending to this bitch. But a while later, I found out that my ex had gotten diagnosed with cancer. So I sat there and thought to myself, am I really about to make a cancer patient's life even worse?
Yeah,
but I'm in too deep now. So I still go visit her in the hospital with her mom because I think it's the right thing to do. Some months go by and she eventually dies.
Oh, damn.
And in her final words to me, she didn't say it, but she had it written down to give the letter to me. And it said, I'm so sorry about what happened between me and that man. I really meant it when I said I didn't ever mean to cheat on you.
God.
I'm so sorry. I still love you, and I wish I spent my final moments with you in your arms.
Jesus.
I hate the thought of you moving on to someone else, but I know I deserved it. I'm sorry. I love you. And now, I'm with her mom. Every now and then, I wake up feeling
make
like
a movie
piece of shit for being with her mom, but I still am regardless. Moral of the story: don't ever get with a bitch who never had a father figure. That shit is a #1 sign to never get with her.
Say no.
Unless you want to get with the mom after your girl dies. Yeah, this one keeps me up at night. Bruh,
I can
that's
see
what you
why.
learned from the story? You learned nothing! Okay, that's all the courage I have with reading these confessions today. What I've learned today is that you guys are very troubled people.
Yeah.
Or you guys are very good
Yeah.
writers. I don't know. I can't tell anymore. Thank you for
Ah, that's
everyone that submitted a confession. Unless you're a spammer, then I hate you. And in conclusion is my conclusion.
Thanks for watching. Thank you for posting. This is the apps I recommend therapy. You're not wrong. Half of these people need therapy. I'm not gonna lie. It ain't a lie. It's pretty much the truth. But as always, I hope you guys both enjoy it. As always, the original video is gonna be top of the description down below. And I hope you guys, you time to watch them because they have amazing content. Besides that, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye.